everyone. I'm Cierra. As as he mentioned, I'm a mother. I'm a daughter. I'm a poet. I'm a poet. We had to practice that today. I'm working on my tone of voice because I can be a little nervous sometimes and project a little shaky. So my poems are a little bit deep and heavy a little bit, but this first poem I'm about to read to you guys, well, to my audience that I have a pleasure to let listen to me, or I'm still working on conversation. I lost my father in 2023 on Father's Day weekend. So things have been a lot just this whole year, and then having a child who was only like 7 months at that time. I had just moved into my apartment. I was figuring out life. I was getting everything on track, and then boom. So the connection with me and my father was, he was very, like, I could relate to what you were mentioning, Barbara, about your father. He was also a dominant person in my life. He was always there for me, teaching me stuff, but we also had ups and downs too. But this poem is called A Letter to My Father. As you ascend high, be my devotional eye that watch over my life. Bad memories will not be nebulous to my mind. My vision aligns close to your meant euphoria essence, so vigorous and divine, your presence never left behind. Dust from course remains, that gust new leaf of imagery that never leaves my sight. My eyes mirror dauntless mist that shallows amongst the billows of the skies. Forget-me-nots floods the hummus, but strife leads to fragile generosity that appears while restless thoughts fills the atmosphere. Ignoring the burdens that is big as the Bruins, over conquering my fears. Justice unleashed the chambers of resentment. That's it. My voice was probably a little shaky because I guess I'll share it. I gotta stop being scared of sharing my story, I guess, My father did end his life, so that makes it even a little bit more deeper. So I'm really huge on mental health and how nutrition and our food affects our mental health, our mental well-being, not just our mental well-being, our whole body in general. So I'm actually going to school now for holistic nutrition, just to learn about how we can grow our own food and produce our own medicine without going to our regular over-the-counter medicine, in a nicer way of saying it. But also I'm a big, huge, I guess you could say I'm an activist on our environment as well, because that's where we get our food from, where we grow our food from. So one main thing is water. So this poem is in connection with the filthiness of our water. And not only that, there's this company called DuPont. They tainted our water completely, and it affected my mother back when she was a child, and traveled all through really my childhood as well, because my grandmother passed in 2014, and we was at her house, and our water was just coming out brown. It was terrible. So we had to get water bottles. Our hotels was even providing us water bottles. It was just terrible that we're still even continuing to go through this problem for years and decades. So this poem is called A Letter to DuPont. As our breath formulate under the heavens, poison seeps through the creases of our skin. Townsmen prowling like a tumbleweed, negotiating with city officials to oversee the toxins that would overflow our streams. This company made billions from their schemes for decades. Cruelty diluting our rivers with their masquerade. Now look, the poison will never go away. They call it a forever chemical as we pour from the livers of our mother nature, brown, lifeless, full of filth. Our bloodstreams being liquidated as they assault the mass of salt bodies that make up our own bodies. Aside from the fact this is Earth's main source, as we bathe our children and the toxins are going through their pores, they don't think how this can ruin Earth to its core, tainting stolen land, treating beauty as if it's a garbage can. And yet officials don't seem so official when shit hits the fan. They wait till it get out of hand, and now communities' lives is in their hands. That's it. So this poem is, it's still in the works, but again, I'm all about nature. So this one is about trees. Trees is really important in our lives. Like, I don't know if... Say less. No, like, they provide our breathing, and they have their own little, like, communication with other trees. It's like, we need them, and we continue to cut them down. This poem is called Of Life. The fearless, standing tall through the storms. The limbs that sways in consistent form. The root that doesn't fall short from the sleeves. The shade that aligns Earth's temper to ease. The purifying breath to address how human nature is to blame for climate distress. Now here comes the woodlogger doing what he knows best. Lumberjack, lumberjack, the resilient canopies are torn to flesh. And that's it.